It's good to see you with a big smile on your face, and a lot of the good news generates from Victor Valley College. Update us on what's going on and what we can expect.
Well, Terry, we recently commissioned a report on the economic impact that we have. So our economic impact is not only felt here, but it's felt really across the country with the people that we hire and where that money goes, because not all of our faculty work locally. But at the end of the day, Victor Valley College has an impact nationally of about $600 million a year. I think it's about $400 million locally. So we're nearing that 900 employee mark. We've hired a lot of employees in the last year. We just opened up last month. We had our first board meeting in the Educational Conference Center. And then in December, our board changes. So Steve Tyrrell. Stephen is very well known as an executive from Mitsubishi, lives out in Napa Valley, very involved in the community, a good golfer. So he will get seated at our December meeting. And then Dr. Chappelle Griffin, and Dr. Griffin, if I misspelled your name or mispronounced it, he was one of 4 candidates in zone or area 3. Dr. Griffin clearly came out the winner. So nice guy, comes from education, has recently moved here, but really is very dedicated. So I welcome both Dr. Griffin and Steve Tyrrell. I think that they're both really smart. This is a team thing. We have a great team going, and we will remain a team. I like to underscore that. We will remain a team. They've got a trustee workshop that I know they can go to in January. So they'll have their December meeting, and then January, and then hopefully they go to a couple-day training for trusteeship. And it's a great class. I'm happy. So the board's doing well. We've got the new Educational Conference Center opening. I know they've had a couple of events down there so far. So we are going to honor former trustee Dennis Henderson on the plaque. We are also going to honor former trustee Sharon Pinkerton on the plaque. So the plaque's already been done. So the plaque will go up whenever. But both those, our board unanimously voted that they should. I have strongly encouraged Trustee Devericus, who I really enjoyed not only working with, but we became friends. Very committed. I mean, her and her husband had no problems, stepping up and taking some advice. She's very committed. She wants to stay involved. She's apparently going to come back to all of our board meetings, so we welcome her. We've really got a great group, and then we've got what Dr. Walden does on the day-to-day. We just had a lunch for our culinary department. So Tyler, who runs what we call restaurant management, he's revamping that whole thing. It's going to be called the Culinary Arts Program, and it's really got kind of a good name. And he was telling us the other day at lunch. So we had some members of industry come on in under the direction of Dr. Tarango and Dr. Scott and Dr. Walden to sit down and talk to them like we have many other groups. So we've done this with general contractors, the media, the real estate people, property managers, defense, aerospace, the mining company. I mean, we did mining with Steve Tyrrell, brought his guys down. And the whole idea is to meet, there's usually about 25 people in the room. The whole idea is that we listen to what that group tells us that they need, and then we tell that group what we have to offer or what we can offer subject to what they want. So we had a great dialogue at this restaurant. We had people like Darnell Crowder from Bear Valley Country Club. So Darnell's been around the food business for 25 plus years. So he brought a perspective. We had 2 members of Marriott there, which was really cool. The Marriott's down in Hesperia, which was, Marriott is, the biggest lodging company around. I'm lifetime with Marriott, so I understand really. I love their product. We had 2 of the managers from Starbucks, which was really good. We have one of the regional managers from Starbucks. So, we're able to see the number of new Starbucks come to the market. I can't tell you, but there's a lot more Starbucks coming to the market than I think I even realized. And like I said to them, we were talking about Starbucks. When a Starbucks comes, everything else kind of fills in around it. It's kind of like when McDonald's builds one, everybody else comes around it. Then we had a gentleman that came from not U.S. Foods. He came from Cisco Foods, which was really cool. So you've got Shamrock, you've got U.S. Foods, and you've got Cisco, which I think are three of the big food companies out there in the market. So we were able to, listen to everybody and then listen to those people at kind of a higher level. Darnell, what do you see? What does Starbucks see? What does Marriott see? And then what does he see? And when I walked away from there, it dawned on me that the next time we do this, I'll be meeting with Dr. Scott and Dr. Tarango sometime probably in December for lunch, is that we bring that group back fairly quickly, but now we invite Shamrock Foods and U.S. Foods. So one of our very well-known, highly skilled, great golfers of all time, I wish I could have taken him on 35 years ago because I think I would have beat him. But today he's going to have to probably give me about 17 strokes. That's C.J. Eversole. So C.J. and his family have been in the pizza business done real well. He was just hired by U.S. Foods. So he called me last Saturday to say, hey, I absolutely want to be involved. And he's one of our great members. Everybody loves him. He's a great guy. So, you get these major food vendors coming in. Now they're able to go out and talk to all the restaurants that they wanted. So I was kind of hoping to get Roundabout Grill, Down Home Grill, Farmer Boys over there on Asperia Road. Those are people I personally buy. They couldn't make it, but so that was really exciting. I think something also exciting is VBC football. So while we started off the beginning of the season rather ragged, it was kind of tough. And hey, Artie, congrats to your football coach. We're now 4-0. We got a big game, I guess, this weekend, and this is for the conference championship. And so congrats to BBC. Let's see, we got a bunch of, Chris Nunez is running the Educational Conference Center. So if anybody is looking to book any kind of an event, or you want to feed up to 624 people, call Chris Nunez at 760-245-4271. I don't know what the extension is, but there's nobody on campus that doesn't know who Chris is, and they don't know who Kirsten Acosta is. So from that standpoint, yeah, I think the next biggest project, we're finishing out the baseball area, with whatever funds that we can. And the next thing I think that the board really is very supportive of, and it's, I think, more of a timing issue, is student housing. So we believe that we've got room, I believe, for about 400 beds, 2 phases, 2 I call tranches of financing that we've got to get. Study's been done. There is an appetite. There's a huge need by students for student housing. And not only is there a need, but it's also a great way to augment the experience of going to college. So I think the board, I know the 3 board members currently, our incoming president is Brandon Wood, our incoming vice president is Jennifer Tarpley. I become clerk, and then our 2 new trustees. Steve Tyrrell is a 2-year term, and Dr. Griffin is a 4-year term. So Steve's really finishing out the term that Dennis Henderson have. I think we all believe that housing is really important. So yeah, great things. We're going to do some landscaping out on Bear Valley Road on that hill that just looks terrible. That's been in the works for a while, and do some new signage, and everything's great. I mean, we're working, and we're working hard, and we got a great management team. That's the whole secret. So.